Here we are looking down the High Street in Droitwich by Kearney's Lane, which has also got salt history going along there, an old pump and everything. But the architecture here, you can see the lines there. Looks like out of kilter due to the fact that a lot of the area, due to the salt brine underground and digging it out, did sink. So you can see the road does actually subside slightly. Used to be straight at one time. I know that Jaguar is owned by the Chinese man. You can see the more modern architecture there, probably where all the buildings fell down a few hundred years ago. But you see the lines are quite out of kilter. Some of the old architecture survives, but you can see the lines there, totally different from one business to the other. Although of course it's still standing. The church have the same problem though, where parts of the floor are sinking into the ground. This is the High Street in Droitwich. We have Waitrose here, which I think has been here nearly 10 years. Another businesses here. Obviously a lot more modern architecture here. Probably goes back to the 1980s. And that's more historic architecture there. You can tell the buildings there and the shapes there, where the windows and the doors seem to be leaning. All part of the salt brine process where it dug out and of course had an effect on the structure of the buildings around here. The old pump here. A lot of history around here. Droitwich Spa Town Trail. It's all part of it. 2007. And the St Richard's Festival actually started in 2007. Kearney's Lane Brine Pumping Station. There are improvements spring 2007. Site of the last industrial brine pumping station in Droitwich, circa 1880 to 1920. That's been sponsored by Whithaven District Council and Waitrose. So a bit of history around here. On the old streets of Droitwich, this Kearney's Lane. Formerly known as Lechmoor's Lane in the 17th century. So, and the salt brine process all ended by about 1920. So there we go. That's some history of Droitwich here, in picturesque Worcestershire. Well worth a visit. And the church is open every day for private prayer, or just have a look around. St Andrew's Church, which is up there. Nice evening here, following some rather dismal weather.